good evening, and a pleasant welcome to this broadcast. Good afternoon, good evening, and good morning to this broadcast inside the district, where we discuss critical national issues, informative and fascinating. In the 73rd district of the Republic of Liberia, the 15th political subdivision, where things happen that people want to know what's unfolding and what are going on in those districts. I am your presenter, Josephus Lawaboyo. Today in studio with me, I have one of Liberia's brilliant, educated, a scholar, smart, intellectual, excellent, wicked dealer, an author of a book who's about to explain to you how he got inspired. Matter of fact, people say inspired, but I say inspired. We bring you this program every Monday and Saturday. As waiting Wednesday will be inclusive, where you will listen to the happenings in these 17 political districts. You get to know what's unfolding in this district. In Liberia, the lawman, entrepreneur, state, student, well, and welcome to the second edition of Inside the District. There is a saying that says, when people want power, they come down to their knees. But when power leaves them, they become vulnerable. And somebody said to me, don't blame where you fell, but blame where the mistake came from. Either from where you stumbled your toes, or from whom that placed you down. And I got to understand, Liberia is the country that we have. We belong to. We owe Liberia, but Liberia do not owe us. Therefore, we need to do the good thing for Liberia, and our life will be the best of life in this country, in the West Africa, and the part of the global world. Before you listen to the topic today, that will be online. Listen to some inspired word or inspired word. Life is not easy, but we have to live and carry on life. For I know the Bible told me that God is the giver and the taker of all things. And another proverb told me, no matter what difficult times in your life, one day there will be a joy. And it says, no matter how difficult the door lies down, they will know the way they can slay. That is to say, How long the night comes, no matter how tight the room is, there will be the way that you will go to bed. As I told you from the onset, in a shorter period of time, I will be ushering my guest in, and his name is Rocky Davis. Rocky Davis is one of Liberia's brilliant, educated, smart, intellectual excellent, an author of a book will be coming in shortly to explain to you how he got inspired to writing the book today that we are about to discuss. And the book title is Sovereign Child. Stay on the dock as we bring you inside the district shortly from Josephus Lawaboyu, your presenter, always on Monday and Saturday from 5 to 6:30 p.m.
More music on trendybeats.com.
Baby, you don't put me on lockdown. You don't shut the night door now. See my heart to get on fast. And you don't capture my heart now. Lock me up like a killer. I'm running back to you. You cool me down, I swear, swear. You calm me down, I swear, swear. You make me want confess, swear. To say, baby, I love you. You calm me down, I swear, swear. You cool me down, I swear, swear. You make me want confess, swear. To say, baby, I love you. More, you got me on a lockdown. Oh man, just a shout out. Can't believe I love you. Oh, give me, nitty. I'm begging, baby. I'm begging, don't do me strong thing. Oh no. You say I love us, taking all over me, oh. You are my remedy, oh. Baby, you know I need you, oh.
And welcome back to this broadcast. Now I have with me in studio one of Liberia's youngest author of the book Sovereign Child and French influenced France. Dark Days. And his name is Rocky Davis. And let me say a pleasant welcome to this broadcast. And welcome to this broadcast. The name is Josephus Lawaboyu, and I have with me in studio Rocky Davis and the technical person who happen to be the one who is responsible for everything within Blaze FM as relates to technical issues. Today in studio is Rennie Clifton Rennie here with us in studio. And today having to be the 7th day of September AD 2024 at this hour, which is about 5 o'clock down to 5:25 p.m. You are listening directly to the program Inside the District with Josephus Lawaboyu and Rocky Davis, who are having to be the guests in studio. And Inside the District, people will want to know what is Inside the District. And as you may be aware, Inside the District is a program that deals with information that are fascinating about the 17 districts within the Republic of Liberia. As a matter of fact, the 15 political subdivision, we are not limited. We bring you information that you will know what's are those things unfolding in your district. We are not just political, but we believe in political and non-political, and most especially intellectualism, where intellectual bring you information that are different from what people may think about. Today, we will be looking at some district, but most definitely we are looking at district number 12, where we have some entrepreneurs, scholars, or we say scholars, smart people, people who had the intellects to discuss critical national concern and issues. But today we will not dive into too much politics, but we will be looking at some things that has to do with entrepreneur, some things that has to do with author, a brilliant author, somebody who wrote the book, the suffering child, and what we refer to as the French influence France, and moreover the dark days. Don't forget to know that in Liberia, prior to 20 to 30 years ago, there were some things that have to do with influence of friends who didn't know how to go into the street about to fight war. They were influenced by their friends, and more besides, that day was considered to be the dark day. I am not taking the time where the author will explain what is the meaning of friends, the suffering child, and friends influence friends in that of the dark days. Ladies and gentlemen, as you have tuned in to Blaze 90.7 on this faithful first Saturday in the month of September. Welcome to the stage, the man who is one of the brilliant scholars and an author of a book, The Suffering Child, and what we refer to as friends influence in that of the dark days. Rockies Davis to the platform Blaze 90.7. And Rocky Davis, welcome to Blaze FM 90.7. Come again?
I said thanks for the opportunity.
Great. Oh, why are you here?
Basically, I'm here to talk about my book that I have written.
Can you tell us more about yourself, which is your introduction? I relates to who are you and why are you here at this time?
Yes, of course. Firstly, I would like to additionally appreciate the invitation that was given to me to having on the platform Blaze 90.7. When you're listening to Blaze 90.7, I would like to say stay in tune, because I'm here to talk about my book, and it is actually interesting. So listeners, thanks ever so much for putting a radio beside you to listen to me.
That's the verse of Rookie X David, who just told you to listen to him about what he's about to say pertaining to the book that he wrote in recent time. Rookie, you just told me about your book. What is it like? How is your book like?
Firstly, I should have introduced myself, but I firstly use a term to appreciate you for the invitation. Uh, my name is Rocky S. Davis, a Liberian. Uh, I hail from River G County. I'm a graduate of I am a graduate of the Great Commission Academy situated in Chikisu Factory. And more besides, I am a student at the University of Liberia. Uh, where I read public administration major and management minor. Interestingly, I am a published author. I have written a book with a collection of two other stories, namely the sovereign child, not sovereign but sovereign,
Sovereign.
the sovereign child, friends influence friends in the dark days. So that's just brief information about myself.
Wherever you are in Radio Land, you just listen to the introduction of Rocky S. Davis about himself and that of the book being written by him. He did speak about the sovereign child, France influence France, the dark days. Like I told you, the name of this book and these stories in the book, he just told you about all. But what we want to know, Rocky, how did you get inspired when it comes to this book? Or where it's something like you just got to and start writing? How did you get inspired?
Okay, I was ins- I was inspired by my past life. So my past life prompted my inspiration to write the book that I have written.
How?
When I was in school, growing up as a child, I actually faced such a harsh trajectory in high school. So that's what really inspired me to write. After when I graduated from high school, when I thought about my past, and then that's how I started to write. So my past life, basically in high school, prompted my inspiration.
Would you like to really explain a bit uh, of your past life? Because many people have a past life. Some people past life are something that I on path. Perhaps they did not go through things that people may have gone through in school. Then you just said that it's because of your past life. How is it? How was your past life like? Could you explain for your listener to get to understand how did it go during the time of your high school? Because these stories are stories that are that are to be inspired. People are to be inspired by. But how did it go during the time of your high school?
Okay. When, as I said earlier, when I was in high school, I actually underwent difficulties or difficult times. And the sovereign child is actually about me, which prompted my inspiration to write. I can remember when I was in high school living with my mother in Debrema Open Community. Uh, when I was in Great Commission Academy, it came a time things were actually not easier. I used to wear one trouser, one shirt, and one pair of shoes to go to school, and then an entire year. And in addition to the difficult times that I went through in high school, uh, to even have a recess, it used to be difficult to the extent that my mother used to be worried, but I was passionate about education. So I used to tell her she shouldn't worry about that. And because of my burdens with because my burdens in the institution, precisely in the class I was in or the classes that I was in, friends used to like me. So because of that, they used to help me. Like one of my friends who used to help me is Jeff Smo. He is currently in Dubai as I speak. Yeah, so those are things that I underwent in high school what really prompted me to have written a book.
So after high school, though it is true that it could have been true that you went through all of what you said, because during your days of high school, I didn't know you at the time, neither see you even up to now. But do you think it's advisable when a child is going to school without recess that he or she should continue a relates to education?
Of course, of course. Recess, if a child doesn't have recess, it shouldn't serve as a barrier to he or she to not go to school.
Don't you think it serves as a deterrent?
It's something that is actually challenging, but when you have focus, you will continue to make effort, because it's not possible that every day you will not have recess. So if we are talking about, because you don't have recess for a day, so many shouldn't go to school. For me, I don't see it necessary. Yeah, so I think if a child doesn't have a recess, he or she should go to school.
So what you think could be those mechanisms that will have been placed or put into place or places for parents who are not really in a position to give their children recess or talking to go to school, because it's a kind of difficult for these days children to go to school unlike your days. How?
Yes, one of the measures that parents should put in place for their children who don't have that opportunity, precisely like getting recess to go to school, is that the parents should continue to encourage their children. No condition is permanent. And, as the parents encourage their children, I know that it's not easy, but the parents should also do their best, because every success of a child, like the percentage of a child becoming successful, come from the parents. We know that relatives, friends will help, but the parents should play a major role in their child or children's life.
So, with what you have said, and there are people listening to you in Radio Land and in the global world because we are streaming directly. So, like you said, we want to know, like the question that came to you, how did you get inspired, right? Or where did the inspiration came from? And you said it came from the time you were in school. But what you people in Radio Land will want to know is that having spent time from high school to university, is it because you left high school and went to university? That's how you start writing because you were already equipped, or what?
Actually, it's not because I graduated from high school and later in rural university I started to write. Uh, to write is divine. It's something that is from God. I know that it is taught. People can be taught how to write, but for me, it's something. It's something that came directly from God. So as I was saying, it's not because I entered university so many I should write or I started to write, but inspiration is something that you can 2013, May 2013, I started to write when the inspiration came back to me, and I entered January 2024.
So, because you have already answered the question that I wanted to ask, that when you started writing, and since 2013,
2023.
2023,
Yeah.
or you said 2023?
Yeah, 2023, not 2013, but
Okay.
2023.
Thank you. So since you started writing 2023 and you got you with your writing in 2024 January, how many books have you written?
Basically, I have written, I, as I said earlier, I have written a book with a collection of two other stories. So, meaning three stories in one book.
Three stories in
In one
one
book.
book, namely,
The Sovereign Child, Friends, Influence, Friends in the Dark Days.
can you really explain to the public to know in a bit due what's the meaning of sovereign charge, uh friends influence friends, and that of dark days? Can you just summarize the meaning of those books that you have written as an author?
Yes, of course, but it's quite interesting for me to initiate the dedication on your platform, the dedication of the book. So I think let me begin with the dedication and talk about the prelude each of the stories in the book.
You can go ahead.
All right, the dedication of the book reads: the book is a handiwork that is packaged for enrolling in students in school, irrespective of location. It fits neatly for the resuscitation of sufferers who have been bewitched by envy and jealous warfare. It helps students, it helps young people, or, or it helps young boys and girls who have been influenced by peer entanglement. The contents are in the lowest communication standard by which reading comes with amusement. So that has to do with the dedication of the book. And then I would like to use this time to talk about the prelude of each of the stories. So I will firstly begin with Sovereign Child, the Sovereign Child. The Sovereign Child is told in an African fiction or prose that entails a real life of a family. Elisha Ye, Kebe, his wife, and their son Ivan, who lives face quite or harsh trajectory and with a searing tide to tell, pushed on the earth by the era of the deacceleration of the Liberian civil crisis. Ye and his family took off from Monrovia, the Liberian capital. In the capital, post-war life presented a blazing scene. Fortunately for Ye, a sudden opportunity pushing out of Liberia to keep to to seek a better opportunity to take care of his family. While Mr. Ye was out of Liberia, uh, Ivan was left with his mother. But taking into consideration that his mother was not as quick as his father to put a measure in place to avoid the barrier of escape from school or escape from classes. So because of that, the absence of Mr. Ye, it actually created a space wherein Ivan was not focused in school and his mother got really mad at him and she wasn't paying attention to Ivan. But when things begin fine in Liberia, Mr. Ye decided to come back to Liberia. And when he came back, they were so afraid to the extent that she couldn't tell Mr. Ye what was unfolding. But he was curious to know about his son's academic progress. So when he threw an inquiry to his wife, he said, "My wife, what what's the what's the result of my son Ivan's academic?" And then she couldn't talk to him because she knew what happened in the absence of her husband. And he kept asking her. She told him that, "Oh, I'm afraid to tell you because if I tell you, you will actually abandon us or you get mad at your son and get mad at me." It is so saddening to express to you that Ivan wasn't paying attention in school, so he kept repeating classes. The father actually got mad at his wife, and then he decided not to continue his support and to send his son to school. So even what out of high school, and sorry, you were out of school. When you were out of school, he aunt from his mother angle decided to encourage her sister and to send Ivan back to school. So after being encouraged by her sister, she fought hard and then sent Ivan back to school. While Ivan was in school, fortunately for him, he met a friend in person of Philip. And Philip, he became friend of Ivan and he started to encourage Ivan about school. Within no time, Ivan started to put on the attitude of being a good student, precisely focusing on his lesson. And he started to do well in his school, which created an excitement for his parents, which also drew the attention of his parents, precisely his father, to give him that support that he needed back then. So that has to do with, so even being a good student is where the word sovereign came about, because when you look at the word sovereign means self-standing, independence. So there are a lot about Ivan in the story. So like when people buy the story, then they will know the independence, because as I said, sovereign means independence or one standing. Meaning it came a time he was all by himself now, started to do things by himself. So when the people buy the book, then they're gonna see some of the things that are tangled around independence about sovereign in the book. And then I would like to talk about friends, influence friends, not just about the sovereign child. So for friends, influence friends, influence friends, the non-fictional and fictional West African prose, friends, influence friends describes a well-grounded family residing in the city of Kakata. The famous family composed of Fede Hawa and their daughter Lopugu. The family kindness extended to many young boys and girls who begin attachment to Mr. and Mrs. Gu. Unfortunately, Lopu, a well-grounded parental teenager, has been plucked into the circle of wrong peers, which dumped her parental upbringing into a wasteful lifestyle. And actually, Lopu parents were not checking on her. It was a mistake they made from the onset of their daughter in that teenager cycle. So what she used to do was that friends who used to go to her parents to visit her, she had some bad friends, and then those friends used to influence her. By influencing her, the parents noticed that Lopu behavior began to change positively, and they started to put measure in place. The first measure they put in place was that they decided to send Lopu to her grandmother, so that she can avoid wrong exposure. But when Lopu noticed their tactics, what she did was she escaped. When she escaped, she was on the street. Her parents they were actually disappointed. So what they did was that they went to Pastor Flomo. When they went to Pastor Flomo to express the absence of Lopu in the home, he was mad at them. He said, why you these parents don't check on your children to know what they're involved into, and their friends as well. You are the reason why Lopu left the home. The parents admitted that the fault came from them actually, and they actually didn't. After the parents told their pastor, after Lopu parent told her pastor, they went to the nearby police station because they kept checking for Lopu. So they presented their case to the police station so that the police can help to search for Lopu.
Rocky, I think you are giving the background of that, but people in radio they have understood the second part of the story. But please, can you go to the last one so that we can try to do some strengthening as relates to the dark days.
Okay, all right. Yes, it is quite interesting. And then, in no time, I want to talk about the prelude of the Dark Days. The Dark Days is a fictional and non-fictional West African prose that enriches a cemented nuclear family dwelling in the New Georgia Bassaltown community. They found themselves living happily. Both parents earn their livelihood by using legal means. Clark was a full employee at the Freeport of Monrovia, which while his wife Tita owned a mini shop in the district waterside. The parents had three children, Abigail, Ella, and Janenton. But what happened here is that in the family, Philip was partly not congratulating his wife concerning decision about the family. So his wife actually got mad at him and then decided to share what was unfolding with her kids. And when she told her kids, it was one Saturday morning rather, the youngest, which is Abigail, she called her father attention. She said, "Dad," he said, "Abigail, how you doing?" He said, "Dad, there is something I want to share with you. There is something our mom told us, and then it is actually not good. And I would like to share with you to hear what you want to say." Yeah. Our mom told us that you are partly not found congratulating her in terms of decisions of your home, and it is not necessary that every decision from the family should originate from the father. Sometimes the mother decision can flourish the home. And then when Abigail told him, he was actually shocked because she was the youngest. Could you imagine? She was the youngest. And so he was shocked. And then he realized he fought and he apologized to his wife, and it was actually a fun thing. But moving on into the story, the Dark Days, uh, Mr. Moving on to the story, the Dark Days, Mr. Clark went to bed on Sunday morning, and then he dreamed about his mother, his late mother. His late mother told him in the dream. His late mother told him to take care of his siblings because he was actually not taking care of his siblings. I don't know, because of the family that he had, and which couldn't permit him to pay much attention to his siblings. So his mother appeared to him in a dream and then started to talk to him to encourage him to pay attention to his siblings. So he started to do that. But a scary part of the story came in where Mr. Clark was working at the Freeport of Monrovia, and then he was actually promoted. So his promotion now, it created envy. When he created envy, his office was vandalized, and then his documents were taken. The documents that he needed to present to his boss was confiscated, and then when his boss asked him to present a document, he was unable to do that. So his boss didn't confide in him, telling him that he was actually careless. So in no time, his boss fired him. He was out of job, and that's the beginning of the Dark Days. So being on a job now, he family actually, was not like before. No way to take care of the home. He went Tita the money, the profit or the business that she was doing. He actually couldn't keep the home going or take care of the home. So that's how the Dark Days came about.
Thank you so much, Ricky Davis, the brilliant and one of Liberia's youngest author of the book, The Sovereign Child, with three stories or conglomerations of stories, including the French influence French and that of the Dark Days. Rocky, what we want to know with everything you explained from the sovereign child, why it is truth that my father or my father, let me be precise, relates to your expose that when the father of this child was not there, and then this child and the parents fought it, the mother rather fought it high for this child to have gone to school. But looking at things, this child was not the one who was productive at the time. And besides, when the father came, began to question the mother what class this child is in. Until then, the father got angry with the mother because the child was not picking or doing S, Y, and Z. But when this child went on his or her own, that's was the time that this child become a kind of different person, because he or she was already on her own to.
No, he not she.
That's why I said he or she.
Okay.
I'm speaking in terms of maybe other people in radio language try to understand why he or she was on their own. They become different to have learned and know what education is. So, like what you say, what brings to mind about these days children who the parents or the parent does everything for them, but yet and still they are now waiting to learn. What brings to mind about this during these days? Like the book you wrote.
Precisely, friends influence friends, right?
Yeah, friends influence.
Yeah, friends influence friends. Uh, the child in regards of friends influence friends, like what bring about children not actually being on the railway and their parents have a lot of facility and to push them to their dream. Like friends influence friends. The problem actually originated from Lopus parents. Yeah, it is true that she roots for an elite family which has a lot of opportunity, to press forward to their daughter's dream, but they were not actually eager to know her peers or to know the type of friends that she were among. So because of that, she was actually influenced. You may have opportunity as a child, but sometimes your peer can make you to not focus. Getting opportunity is actually necessary, and it is a tool. It is a tool, to help you, as a child to be a better person. But it becomes a problem with a child who has friends that have a very bad behavior.
So, Mr. Davis, you are telling me that when opportunity is in your line or on your way, like Lopu was in Frank's influence friends, and your parents are so busy, right? And they are not paying attention to you. Everything that happens to you on campus, your parents are held liable for what happens. That's what you're telling me?
Your parents is not 100% reliable for the the unbecoming behavior sometimes.
Who responsible?
Both the parents and the child, but mainly the parents are responsible.
So what are the percentage? Because you are talking about the parent in that of the child or the children. Why is it that the child leaves the house by 8 o'clock and return by 5 or 6 while the parents are still at work? Who what could be the percentage given to the child and that of the parents? Because I see you taking the teachers out of that. What could be the responsibility?
Okay, it's something that you actually brought to my mind, and I must appreciate you for that. The teachers, should also help in the process. But the reason why I said uh the parents are are responsible, it is because if even the parents can go to work early, by right they should have somebody to take care of the child at home when the child comes from school. Because knowing these days, sometimes when parents go to work, sometimes they return home very late, no time to even check on their children. Yeah, so actually the parents are responsible.
Uh,
I
I
don't
don't
want
want
us.
us to dwell on this for quite a long time because for some of us, like you and myself, we pass through the rank and file when it comes to the teaching aspect that we all went to instead of marry. But we usually hear or we usually heard that the teacher is also serving as a parent on the campus or campuses for which he or she teaches, right? Now, my question is just open and kind of blunt, right? The parents may have had perhaps sleeping time with the student. Like you said, in suffering child or friends
Friends, if
influence friends, you will blame the parents, right? Or the parents. But then what brings to mind is that what becomes of the teacher? Because the blame cannot just go to the parents because the child or children spend more time with the teacher. Now, if I am going to school by 8 o'clock and stays there up to 4, if you do your comparative analysis or mathematics, it will be carried to 8 hours out of your parents. So what becomes of them as well?
okay, the teachers can be blamed or responsible for the unbecoming behavior of students or performance wherein the teachers are actually not doing what is right. Not doing what is right includes like encouraging the students irrespective of the lesson taught. But for in the case of Lopu, the problem actually originated from whom?
How?
It didn't originate from the school.
How did it originate from the home?
Okay. Lopu situation originated from home wherein the parents were not eager to know her peers and the activities they were involved into. If Lopu parents have checked on her to know the kinds of friends that she had, Lopu couldn't have taken that kind of approach.
I'm sorry. I'm not just want to get deeply into the book because what was explained by you, if my mind may get me right, right? Let us look at the time that Lopu was going to school. Were the teacher also involved after school as to whether she Lopu was going home on time or was Lapu taken home by parents? These two things need to be known, right? Because now this book, Friends Influence Friends, comes to mind that my child is attending Maguire. My child is attending JJ Roberts. My child is attending most of the bigger school. How can I get to them when they know the way home? Or somebody supposed to take them home where I am not checking on them for each time they come from school, whether I'm home or not. As far as concerned, when I go home by 8 o'clock, they are home. How do I get to know the understanding that the teacher do due diligence to the parents?
Actually, the teacher is not, or the teachers are not actually put in a story, but the teacher also have role to play in the life of Lopu or in Lopu's life. But mainly the parents started to the parents started to notice Lopu unbecoming behavior. Like normal we are talking to child, No more way of talking to child and instructing a child to do something, but Lopu who parents used to like instruct her, oh Lopu, do this. She does it. Lopu do this. She does it. She started to like, to talk to her parents. I'm tired. I'm tired today. And it all used to be like that. And taking into consideration that the parents of Lopu were very kind, so they kind of extended to her peers. So that proliferated the peers of Lopu. So she had more friends, but the parents actually were not checking. So among the friends, they were bad friends. So the parents, they noticed that the friends who were going to Lopu were responsible for the behavior of Lopu.
So not to take all of our time on friends influence friends. We want to respectively or conglomerate all of the three stories for you to tell us with the dark days, friends influence friends, and the suffering child. What comes to mind that parents out there will get to understand? What are those things to do to make their child or children to be one of society,
Okay.
not societal problem?
All right, beautiful, beautiful. I'll firstly begin with the sovereign child. Uh, it is a recommendation to parents that whenever their child or children are in school, they shouldn't actually feel discouraged, because when you look at the behavior of Ivan, and he was not actually making a mother to feel proud, and so she withdraw that love for him and care, because he was actually not making her to feel proud. So as a parent, you shouldn't feel discouraged about your child. Could you imagine? You see what happened to Ivan later? He started to become a, a good student. So if his mother had given on him, he couldn't have been to where he is. Yes. So I want to say the parents listening to me or listening to Blaze 90.7, it is an encouragement to you. You shouldn't feel discouraged about your child, and keep doing what is right. One day things going to be okay. So for friends influence friends, it's also a caution to parents or warning to parents. Some parents actually they are not curious to know the friends their child or children have. And it is very important to know, because if you know the type of friends that mingle with your child, you will actually be doing good for yourself and also your child. Because when your child, unfortunately, when your child spoils, or we say being less fortunate, it will actually reflect on you, the parent. So it is a warning and encouragement to the parents to always know their children peers, to know who they are. And to end, like the dark days, is the moral of the dark days is that people should be very careful where they work. Like Clark, as I said earlier, because of the promotion at work, you're a very brilliant person. You got all the brilliance, so you are promoted. When you're promoted, people actually never felt good about the promotion. So you're 14 and then he got all a job. So I want to say to for the men out there and also women out there, you should be a prayerful person, a person who knows God. Because if you are a prayerful person and you know God, and then ugly things somebody playing against you actually not going to work. But in the case of Clark, he was not that kind of person who was really God fearing. Yes, so because of that, the plans of his friends, the, the plans of his friends moving to where he was. So we should be prayerful people as children of God, because it was something that was devastating in the life of Clark and his family to for him to have been dismissed.
Thank you so kindly. Wherever you are and you are listening to us, we are just taking this, not a break, but just a short announcement that you will be hearing about the Blaze, the Blaze Radio
More
Cash
music on
giveaway. As you may
trendybeats.com.
be aware, today is the last day. Today is the last day that we are having our program about the Liberian Radio Entertainment on the cash giveaway. But if you are listening to this radio, the cash giveaway is still ongoing. You can dial the number star 799 hash, star 799 star 9 hash to put it through. And if you want to play, when you have done this, one is for USD and two is for LD. So the money to play with is 70 cents in that of 200 Liberian dollars. The cash to put in is 70 cents and 100 Liberian dollars to make yourself win for yourself 6,000 Liberian dollars. Don't don't give up. Continue to play as you make money for yourself. This is not about you making money for loud boy. No, Clifton Rennie. Keep following Blaze 90.7 FM wherever you are. Wherever you are listening from, you just listen to one of Liberia's best author, the man who is just between the age of 25 to 28 or 30. His name is Rocky S. David, Liberia's scholars, brilliant and intellectual excellent. He is one of the youngest in Liberia as an author. As you listen to him, keep focused as we bring you the program inside the district.
On trendybeats.com.
Baby, you don't put me on lockdown. You don't shut the night door now. See my heart to get on fast. And you don't capture my heart now. Lock me up like a killer. I'm running back.
Start with the dark days. These are the stories in the book Sovereign Chart. Coming up is the time to call and make your voice being heard on these editions of the Inside the District 90.7 on Blaze FM 90.7 this Saturday evening. My name is Josephus Labo Boy. With me in studio is Clifton Rainey. As we come back, you will listen to the viewer question. Nine zero seven 907 and the Lone Star number. We got two numbers with one alternative line. The two Lone Star number to call includes 0887 triple 107, and the next number to call is 0881 666 to make your call come true to know who is Rocky Davis, how, when, and what time did he start writing this book called The Suffering Child. We are here to promote Blaze FN and that of Rocky Davis on this edition of Inside the District. Look, listen to me. Not every time you will hear politics. Politics will come, but promote your Liberian brother. This is a young man. This man is a student of the University of Liberia. He has explained everything that you need to know about his book. His book is The Suffering Child. Within the Suffering Child, you have friends influencing friends, and also the dark days. These stories, as matter of fact, they are inspiring. These are stories that you have to carry home. Why should my child just be going to school and then friends he or she has? I don't know them. Why should my child be going to school and suffering that I cannot afford a dime, a dollar for him to have a meal, a breakfast, a recess, a lunch on campus? These are things that we're supposed to be discussing. So put your calls through 0777 907 907 and 0887 111 107, or better stay 0881 666 053. I number to put your call through this evening on Blaze FN 90.7 Inside the District, where we bring you information, entertainment, and as well as the best of all best. So, Rocky,
Yes.
as we anticipate calls, before you sign up or you take your leave, not the packing statement for now, but what you think could be, what you think could be those things that parents, people will do for for their child or children to be the best in their academic period.
Okay. Thank ever so much. As parents, uh, you actually need to work hard, work smart, and get into the activities of your children so that you can be a proud parents tomorrow. So those are things parents need to do, and parents should also be prayerful, because when they are doing anything, if you don't put God into it, it's like nothing. Like what Denzel Washington said, he said we should put God first. So meaning any person who is involved in anything should put God into it. That's the only time. It's even in the book of Proverbs. Except God builds a house, the builder builds in vain.
Of course.
And so parents should actually work hard, work smart, and get into the activities of their children, encourage them, and be prayerful so that they can have bright children, and the parents gonna feel proud of them.
So wherever you are listening to Rocky Davis on Blaze FM 90.7 and inside the district. The number to call is 070 907 907 0881 111 107 and 0881 666 053 are number to call and make your call come true. So this time you are in according to maybe tell Rookie how you feel about the book written. Be a help to him because he launched but continuously want his book to go worldwide. So you can make a call come true 0777 907 907 and 0881 0887 8111 107 are the number to call. We are waiting for your call. Just call and tell Rookies thank you or appreciate him for the level of book he's written, whether it's one or two. Yeah, we got a call. So let me see. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Hello?
Hello?
Yeah. What's your name and where you join us from?
Oh, my name is Kennedy. It's a recording.
Please be audible.
Kennedy is a recording of something last in the
Kennedy Cassidy. Calling from Soaking the last turning point?
Yeah.
Yeah. Speak to us. We are sorry we lost our caller. You can still put your calls through 0777 907 907 and 0881 0887 111 107. Also 0881 666 053 are the number to call. Just call and tell Rocky Davis, look, it's better to be a Liberian who was inspired to write a book, or you can text on 0881 666 053 to have your voice heard on Blaze Radio 90.7. We are waiting on you now until then. Ricky, what is truth? The phone was off anyway, but I think calls are coming. Yeah, we got a caller here on the. Oh no, we lost that caller on the lost that line. Yeah, we are still expecting your call on 0887 0887 0887 111 107. Let's take this call. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from?
How you doing?
Hey, what's your name?
I'm Jim making someone from Subata.
Yeah. Speak to us.
Yeah, the first thing I want to say thank you to the Blaze FM Stanley for allowing a young Liberian to enter your studio. I mean, it's so brilliant because to see our Liberian youth now coming to that boat, we find it difficult.
Okay.
For that kind of young ladies to put on time together.
Sorry, he's a man. He's a man.
Yeah.
He's a man.
Yeah, so I want to tell God thank you and tell her thank you. That
Man, say him, please. Amen.
I said she should continue. Let God bless her and bring her heart desire to pass. Because we will not continue to be by both from foreign country so that our Liberian brothers and sisters can learn through it. Thank you.
Thank you so kindly. This is a disclaimer. The person in studio is not a woman. The person in studio is a man, a young Liberian, an author, a man who wrote one book with 3 different series or stories. That has to be with. Let's take this call. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Oh no, we lost that caller. We are sorry. We are not the one. We don't know what's unfolding here in studio. But you can still put your calls through 077907 or better stay 0887-111 and 107. Out of the number to call. We got a call. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from?
My name is Abigail Capel, joining from Johnson, Turning Point.
Welcome to the show. And what's your view on this topic on the discussion?
Well, first of all, I just want to be thankful to Woki. That was a brilliant idea, and I pray that the Almighty empower him.
Oh, we lost that caller. Oh, let's take this one. Oh, we lost him. Good evening. Oh no, the line is passing. Let's do this. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Hello? Oh, what's going on? Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Hello? We are sorry. The line is giving us hard time. Look, the line is chopping in, but I don't know what's unfolding. People are calling to appreciate Rocky Davis for that brilliant book. You can stay called in. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Hello? You are very low. Can you please louder or loud in your phone? What's your name? No, you're too low. Very, very low. We cannot get anything from you. Change your location and call back, please. Please change your location and call back. Thank you. As a matter of fact, the line is busy, but we are not. The line is busy, but we are not getting the color. So, Rocky, time cut off us. Time cut off us because we are looking at the time. We just got 2 minutes to go, and we cannot continue because we will try to dive into another program. So let's take this last call, just the last call. Good evening. What's your name and where you join us from? Hello? No, it's too low. We cannot continue this. Please join us next time to continue this program. We were given a leverage of time because this is a first his debut to come to the studio, but we were given another time to come back where we will be fully prepared because right now the two headsets are not giving the real time to something. Okay, if you want to get to Rocky, you can call the number 0881 666 053 0881 666 053 to get directly to to Rocky. Rocky, can you give your parting comment as we leave the studio?
Okay, thanks again once more. I'm so excited again for following such an opportunity to have it on your platform, Blaze 90.7. I want to use this time to encourage we Liberians that the reason why you see Nigeria and Ghana, they are great today in terms of people who are involved in creating things like music, movies, and other things. It is because of the citizens. The citizens are the one promoting them. So if we Liberians can do the same to promote your own, I think Liberia going to be a better place. And again, I have done a survey of most of the books that are used in Liberia. Most of them are foreign books. Most of the books that are used in Liberia are foreign books. I think if a Liberian writes a book, that person should be appreciated, motivated, and be supported so that at least Liberia can be on the map. So it's what I have to say concerning my parting statement. And thanks again for the opportunity. I hope to have it again on your platform.
And thank you so kindly. That was the voice of Rocky Davis, the author of the book, The Suffering Child. As you listen to him, he said the reason for which Nigerian and Ghanaian books are all over the world is because of the citizen. And Liberians should be able to promote their own Liberian citizen. And thank you for listening to us on Inside the District. The name is Joseph Lawaboyu. I am your presenter. I will be here back on Monday by 5 o'clock, leading to 6:30 p.m. with the tough talking politician, Abba Boplay. As you listen to me, you listen to Blaze FM. I was here, and Rocky Davis was also here, including the most talked about technician and an announcer, an astute announcer. The man is Reigning Clifton. I'll be back next week. Bye-bye.